The tent industry has a logo tax problem. The brands your parents trusted have been quietly sold to conglomerates, moved production overseas, and replaced the engineering that built their reputation with marketing budgets that protect it. Today, we are exposing 7 tent brands you must stop buying and 3 that actually survived the rain, counting down from 7. Number 7, Eureka. Eureka has been making tents since 1895. Sir Edmund Hillary used Eureka tents on his Everest expeditions. The U.S. military contracted Eureka to supply field hospitals during World War II. That heritage is real. Here is what happened to it. Johnson Outdoors, Eureka's parent company since 1973, announced in 2023 that it would exit the Eureka tent product line entirely. They sold the commercial and military division for $13.7 million. The chief financial officer described the expected impact on company sales as less than 1%. A brand with 128 years of history reduced to a rounding error on a quarterly earnings call. Eureka tents currently available at retail are clearance stock. No warranty support that matters. No replacement parts pipeline. You are not buying a tent. You are buying the ghost of one. Verdict: the heritage is real. The company behind it no longer exists. Number 6, Coleman. Coleman was founded in 1900 in Kansas. Lanterns that lit rural America before electrification reached small towns. GI pocket stoves carried by American soldiers in 1942. For most of the 20th century, camping and Coleman were effectively synonymous. Here is what happened. In 2015, Newell Brands, the same conglomerate that owns Yankee Candle, Crock-Pot, and Sharpie, acquired Jarden Corporation, Coleman's parent company, for $13.2 billion. Coleman is now one brand inside a $16 billion consumer goods portfolio, managed alongside scented candles and permanent markers. Community forums from longtime Coleman users tell the same story. Newer tents leak. Newer poles are thinner. Newer zippers fail faster. One user described it plainly. It is the same thing that happened to Schwinn and Mongoose. Quality names stamped on products that no longer justify them. The Coleman lanterns from the 1960s still function today. The company that made them no longer makes the same product. What you are buying in 2026 is the reputation of W.C. Coleman, funded by Newell Brands' marketing department. Verdict: you are buying a logo that has outlived the company that earned it. Number 5, the North Face camping gear. The North Face was founded in 1966 in San Francisco by Douglas Tompkins, a serious mountaineer who wanted equipment that matched the demands of serious climbing. The original products were built for real expeditions. Here is what happened. VF Corporation acquired the North Face in 2000. The brand now operates primarily as a fashion label that sells camping-specific products to people who wear them in cities. The North Face Eco Trail 2-tent retails for $249. The Rainfly waterproofing is rated at 1,500 millimeters, the same number as MSR on paper. But North Face uses polyurethane coating. MSR and Big Agnes use silicone-coated nylon. Polyurethane delaminates over time. Silicone does not. In year 3, a polyurethane tent is a different product than it was on day 1. The number on the tag is the same. The performance is not. You are paying a premium calibrated to streetwear positioning. That premium has nothing to do with what happens to your tent in a rainstorm. Verdict: the mountain heritage is marketing. The tent is mid-range at premium prices. Number 4, Ozark Trail. Ozark Trail is Walmart's camping brand. It retails at prices that seem impossible and is purchased by millions of first-time campers every year who do not yet know what they are buying. Here is what they are buying. Ozark Trail tents use fiberglass poles, the cheapest pole material in tent manufacturing. Fiberglass is heavier than aluminum, weaker under lateral stress, and prone to shattering rather than bending when overloaded. A fiberglass pole failure in wind does not bend gracefully, it splinters. The sharp fragments can puncture the tent body from the inside. The Rainfly waterproofing is rated at 1,000 millimeters hydrostatic head, the minimum threshold to be described as waterproof under light rain. MSR tent flies are rated at 1,500 to 3,000 millimeters. In a serious rainstorm, the difference between 1,000 millimeters and 1,500 millimeters is the difference between waking up dry and waking up in a puddle. At $40 for a tent, Ozark Trail is not hiding what it is. The problem is, it is marketed alongside genuine camping gear without making the construction compromises visible to the buyer. A first-time camper cannot tell the difference by looking at it. Ozark Trail benefits from that ignorance. Verdict: you are buying camping-shaped objects, not camping gear. Number 3. REI Co-op House Brand. REI is a cooperative, a membership-based retailer that returns profits to its members and positions itself as the ethical alternative to corporate outdoor retail. That story is real, and it has earned REI enormous goodwill for decades. The house brand gear is a different conversation. REI Co-op branded tents are private label goods. REI designs them to a price target, contracts manufacturing to third-party factories in Asia, and sells them under the Co-op brand at margins that fund the retail operation. The Co-op Groundbreaker 2-tent retails for $179. At that price, you are competing directly with Big Agnes, Nemo, and MSR, brands whose entire business is building that one product category to the highest standard they can achieve. REI's house brand is not built to that standard. It is built to a retail margin standard. The difference shows in the details. Zipper quality, pole material, fabric denier, and seam taping consistency. REI's return policy is generous enough that the quality gap rarely becomes a public complaint. That generosity obscures the gap rather than closing it. Verdict: the co-op model is admirable. The house brand tent is not the reason to shop there. Quick one: if you like reviews that cut through the logo tax, subscribe to the Trail Standard. Number 2. Kelty. We tell you what the spec sheet says and what the marketing does not. Back to it. Kelty was founded in 1952 by Dick Kelty, who invented the modern external frame backpack. That invention shaped hiking as we know it. At the entry level, Kelty still delivers real value. Their budget tent and sleeping bag lines are legitimate recommendations for casual campers at accessible prices. The problem is the upper tier of their lineup. Kelty is owned by American Recreation Products, which also owns Sierra Designs. Manufacturing is overseas. Their mid-range tents, retailing at $150 to $350, compete directly with Nemo, Big Agnes, and MSR, where the engineering investment per dollar is measurably higher. The Kelty Late Start 2 retails for around $160. At that price, the Nemo Aurora 2 at $299 delivers better pole quality, more interior volume, 2 doors instead of 1, and a footprint included in the box. The $140 difference is not the reason to buy Kelty. The engineering gap is. At anything above $100, your money works harder elsewhere. Verdict: buy Kelty under $100. Above that, the logo tax kicks in. Number 1. Columbia Sportswear Tents. Columbia was founded in 1938 in Portland, Oregon. Workwear for fishermen and loggers. Practical gear for people who worked outside. That origin is real. Here is what happened. Columbia went public in 1998 and shifted its core business to lifestyle apparel. The camping-specific product line exists today primarily as a brand extension, products that trade on the outdoor reputation without the outdoor engineering investment. Columbia tents use fiberglass poles across their entire lineup. In 2026, Fiberglass poles are not a budget compromise. They are a margin decision. At the same price point, MSR, Big Agnes, Nemo, and even mid-tier brands like Marmota use aluminum because fiberglass fails under conditions that aluminum handles without issue. A fiberglass pole does not bend under stress, it shatters. The fragments puncture the tent from inside. Columbia's waterproofing coating is polyurethane, the same issue as North Face. It delaminates over time. You are buying a tent that performs adequately on day 1 and measurably worse by year 3. Verdict: the logo says outdoor. The construction says otherwise. Now here are 3 where the money actually reaches the product. Number 3. Worth it. Big Agnes. Big Agnes was founded in 2001 in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Every product they make is a tent, sleeping bag, or sleeping pad. That is the entire business. No lifestyle apparel, no candles, no markers. The Big Agnes Copper Spur UL2 uses DAC Featherlight poles, the same pole system used by MSR and Black Diamond. The hub design distributes stress across the pole structure rather than concentrating it at bend points, which is why Big Agnes tents survive wind loads that collapse cheaper alternatives. The Rainfly is silicone-treated nylon. Silicone coating does not delaminate over time the way polyurethane does. A Big Agnes tent in year 3 performs the same as it did on day 1. That is not true of Columbia or North Face. Big Agnes publishes pole specifications, fabric denier, and packed weight. The number on the tag is connected to what is in your hands. Verdict: every dollar reaches the product. That is the standard. Number 2. Worth it. SR. Mountain Safety Research was founded in 1969 by Larry Penberthy, an aerospace engineer who was appalled by the failure rate of climbing equipment after a series of fatal accidents in the American mountaineering community. He founded MSR to build gear that would not fail. The MSR Hubba Hubba 2 uses DAC Featherlight poles and a silicone-coated Rainfly, rated from 1,500 to 3,000 millimeters depending on the variant. MSR publishes material specifications. The repair kit they sell includes genuine replacement pole sections, not generic alternatives. The Hubba Hubba has been in production since 2003 with incremental engineering improvements. Not a rebrand, not a new colorway. Actual engineering improvements are documented in each generation. MSR gear costs more than Coleman. It is also field repairable, engineered to a defined standard, and built by a company whose entire reason for existing is that cheap gear fails people when it matters most. Verdict: the philosophy has not changed since 1969. The products reflected. Number 1. Worth it. Nemo Equipment. Nemo Equipment was founded in 2002 by Cam Brensinger while he was studying industrial design at the Rhode Island School of Design. The company is based in Dover, New Hampshire. The Nemo Dagger Osmo 2P uses Osmo fabric, a proprietary blend of nylon and polyester that Nemo developed specifically to address the 2 biggest failure points in tent fabric. Nylon absorbs water and expands when wet. Polyester resists water absorption but lacks nylon's strength. Osmo combines both properties. The result is a tent that maintains pitch tension in rain without the sag that affects pure nylon tents. The Dagger Osmo 2P retails for $599. That is not a budget tent. But the Osmo fabric DAC poles and silicone Rainfly deliver engineering that a $179 REI house brand tent cannot match, because that lower price tent was not built to solve those problems. It was built to hit a margin target. Nemo publishes the engineering rationale behind every design decision. The price is connected to what is in the tent, not to who owned the company in 1965. Verdict: read the spec sheet before you read the logo. Nemo's spec sheet holds up. 7 brands, 3 that actually deliver. The tent market is built on logos that earned their reputation decades ago and have been coasting on it ever since. Which brand did we just save you from buying? Or which one is already in your kit? Drop it in the comments. We read every one. Out.